Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the briefing for Sunday, the 25th of February. Okay, I put the overnight chart on here. You can see this low pressure centered out to our west and Lasham overnight in a fairly slack area. Not really any isobars near us, so very light winds overnight, which it got quite cold as well, and that's left us with this fog this morning. Moving along to midday, low pressure moving closer, and you can see this occlusion associated getting quite close to us, which is what's going to be bringing the rain later. You also see the isobars tightening up quite a lot. Continuing on tonight, probably wind increasing a little bit more as this low pressure gets even closer, and then moving ahead to tomorrow, winds bending round to more of a northeasterly flow, which there was talk of that being quite good for the South Downs Ridge, but at present it might be looking a bit too good, i.e. the wind's outside of limits. Continuing on, Tuesday not looking too bad. It's showing a weakening warm front on its way. And Wednesday, very similar. There is some activity in the Atlantic that we'll have to keep an eye on. Oh, the wind's going to work today. It doesn't look like they are. Oh, yeah, they are. Okay, that's the wrong one. So winds today, it's showing between 110, 140, so southeasterly, between 20 and 30 knots. So at height, midday, fairly brisk. This morning, probably only about 15, 20 knots at height, and a little bit more into the afternoon. SatPic, you can sort of see the shape of that low pressure circling around and the associated showers down to the west and southwest. Otherwise, variable cloud over the country. I drove up from London this morning and it was more clear than it was foggy, although it is a little bit foggy here at the moment. Yeah, rain radar showing some very localized showers around, and then more down to the southwest, and then the big band of showers just about inland now. Looking at the rainfall forecast, it's actually making quite slow progress towards us according to this. So as we go through the morning, you see the chance of a few scattered showers going through. But the main band not getting to us, it looks until about 1 p.m. But I think by this point, the cloud will be coming down quite quickly. By about 2, it's most likely here, and then looks like increasing rain throughout the afternoon. But I don't think it's as bad as it was forecast. This is looking like a little bit more south than it was going to be. Public forecast then showing fog this morning, otherwise cloudy, and then the shower starting from about 12 to 1 o'clock. Fairly cold, warming up as that front gets closer. But the issue we've got currently is humidity up at 97%, and it's showing 95, 97 throughout the morning. So in theory, any cloud will be very low, and we're seeing that right now with the fog. Otherwise, a steady east-southeasterly flow and very much increasing throughout the day. So at midday, GFS is showing temperatures to be about 7 to 8 degrees with dew points sat around 5. So that's just about enough split that it should get flyable at some point. As current view outside, fairly foggy, but you can actually see blue sky through this now. And let's give it an update. Yeah, so you can see it's clearing actually fairly well at the moment, albeit not flyable yet. Currently just over 2 degrees with dew points at 1, so it is quite cold. Odium haven't issued a TAF as it's the weekend, but they've got fog and low visibility there. Farnborough then, so they're showing all day few clouds at 300 feet and mist, 3,000 feet and mist. This morning they've got a prop 40 of broken at 1400, and that's until 2 p.m. And then from 2 p.m. onwards, they're showing rain showers. So actually from about 10, 11 a.m. might not be too bad according to this one. Top Meteo then, this is 10 a.m. showing low cloud and fog. 11, still low cloud and fog really, and 12, actually a fairly similar picture. This is showing in the Lasham area drizzle, but otherwise high enough cloud around midday, but then more drizzle mostly just drizzle moving in later, and then more lower cloud. So Top Meteo showing actually a very small window, but I'm optimistic there's an hour or two to be had. No NOTAMs to be worrying about today. Okay, operationally, it's going to be a standard setup on 09. So launch point will be offset to the north side of the runway. cables running down the southern side of the runway. If the grass is dry enough, we may decide to offset the cables, put the winch down on the panhandle, something like that. But it depends how dry the grass is, which down there it may not be dry enough. So if we do have the winch in the normal position, which is most likely, do make sure you're correcting on the winch to the south or to your right-hand side. Otherwise, any air return will be from the northern side of the runway, and all landings will be onto the grass as normal. We've got two K21s today, 774, 778. We've got two K13s, baby grob, and three discuses. Ground handling stuff, keep staying on the winch hook. That's been good so far. Barry sent out the guidance I put together last week. So if you haven't read through that, do that at some point. There's lots of good stuff in there. Please don't sit on the wing roots, the K21s, and make sure you're lifting the tail wheels when you're turning, especially the tail heavy gliders. SAJ had a little bit of damage on the rear tyre due to this. No movements, and when it does inevitably get unflyable, at least this afternoon, simulator is usable and we can do any bronze tests or theory stuff that people require. Okay, I think probably best just to get the stuff out. We're only going to fly if it's out there and it's going to be quite a small window. So it might be a case of get the gliders out and then come back to the clubhouse while we wait for the fog to clear, or maybe not. But we'll see what we can get out of it. I'll see you on the airfield.